From the mud to the rise, yeah, we built it on the grind. Trench talk, real talk, leave the fake ones behind. We don't fold, we don't break, every move we define. It's the code from the trenches where the real ones align.
This 50 Cent versus Joe Budden saga is the kind of drama that makes reality TV look like C-SPAN. Buckle up, because we're about to dive into this mess with the kind of savagery that would make 50 himself proud. So for the past 4 days, 50 Cent has been on a trolling rampage against Joe Budden. And by trolling, I mean he's been dropping AI generated pics of Joe that are so wild, they make the naked cowboy in Times Square, my memory, look like he's overdressed. We're talking Joe Budden in his tidy whities, strolling through his apartment complex like it's Fashion Week. In Joe's defense, I was sleepwalking. Bruh, sleepwalking? That's the same energy as the dog ate my homework or I slipped and fell into her DMs. Come on, Joe. At least come up with something creative, like I was method acting for a role as a nudist influencer. But let's be real, 50 Cent doesn't care about the truth. This man is the king of chaos, and he's having the time of his life watching Joe squirm. He's out here posting these AI pics like he's running a digital roast session. And Joe's just trying to figure out if he should clap back or call his lawyer. Meanwhile, 50's probably sitting in his mansion sipping champagne and laughing like, y'all say, yo, I just made Joe Budden trend in his underwear again. Now, Joe finally responded on his podcast, and honestly, it was a pretty smart move. Instead of going full scorched earth like 50 probably wanted, Joe played it cool. He's like, oh yeah, 50's trolling me, but hey, free promo, right? And he's not wrong. Every time 50 posts one of those AI pics, Joe's name is trending, his engagement is up, and his bank account is probably looking healthier than his sleepwalking excuse. But Joe also threw in a little legal threat just to keep things spicy. He's like, if this gets out of hand, I'll just call my lawyers. Oh, Joe bringing up Taylor Swift and her AI lawsuit? That's some next level chess right there. But let's be real, Joe. You're not Taylor Swift. She's out here selling out stadiums and you're out here selling the sleepwalking stories. But here's the real question. Is 50 just having fun, or is this the start of another 25 year beef? Because we all know 50 doesn't quit. He's been beefing with Ja Rule since flip phones were a thing. And let's not forget Rick Ross, Young Buck, and basically anyone who's ever looked at him sideways. If Joe had clapped back hard, this could have turned into a full-blown rap war, but instead Joe's out here playing 4D chess saying, I'm letting this slide, alright, for now. Sure, Joe, sure. And let's talk about these AI pics for a second. Are they hilarious? Absolutely. Are they borderline illegal? Probably. I mean, if Taylor Swift can sue over AI deepfakes, what's stopping Joe from lawyering up and turning this into a whole thing? But let's be real, Joe's not trying to sue 50. He's just trying to keep his name in the headlines without having to drop another album nobody asked for. But Joe actually dropped a bomb. Joe's out here implying that 50 sent the goons to run up on him at Mermaid. Like, what? Did 50 really just insinuate that he had Joe chased out of a strip club? Because if that's the case, this beef just went from Instagram memes to Goodfellas real quick. I mean, we all know 50's from Queens, and he's got that I know a guy who knows a guy energy, but sending goons to a strip club, that's next level petty. Like, bro, we went from AI generated underwear pics to The Sopranos in 0.2 seconds. Now, before we all start calling 50 the Tony Soprano of hip hop, let's pump the brakes. But let's be real, 50 Cent is the king of trolling. This man could sell you a bridge in Brooklyn and make you think it was a solid investment. He's out here bending the truth like it's a yoga instructor. So is this goon story even real, or is 50 just stirring the pot to keep Joe sweating? Because for context, 50 wasn't even in New York last night. He was in Miami, living his best life at the Van I'm Out Here event. So unless he's got drones patrolling Queens strip clubs, this might just be another one of his masterful cap stories. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. Let's say this did happen. Let's say 50 really did send the goons. Bro, that's a serious escalation. We went from Joe needs therapy to Joe needs a security detail real quick. Like, all Joe said was, hey, 50, you need therapy because you got shot 9 times and probably have unresolved trauma. And honestly, that's not even a roast. That's just common sense. If you got shot 9 times and don't need therapy, I'm more concerned about you than the guy who's suggesting it. But 50's response, oh, you think I need therapy? Cool, I'm gonna send the goons to Mermaid. Like, what? That's not therapy, 50. That's just unhinged. And let's not act like Joe Budden is some innocent bystander in all this. This man has been talking reckless about everyone from his exes to his former co-hosts. He's the kind of guy who'll roast you at your own birthday party and then ask you for a slice of cake. So if 50 really did send the goons, you gotta wonder, what did Joe say to make 50 snap like that? Because you need therapy doesn't seem like enough to warrant a full-blown strip club intervention, unless 50's out here taking therapy suggestions as a personal attack, which honestly tracks. But here's the thing, 50 Cent doesn't do anything without a purpose. This man is a calculated chaos agent. He's not just trolling for fun, he's trolling for profit. Every time he clowns Joe, it's a win-win, and either Joe claps back and keeps the beef alive, or he stays quiet and looks scared. Either way, 50's engagement goes up, his name stays trending, and his bank account stays happy. So is this goon story real, or is it just another chapter in 50's never-ending quest to stay relevant? Honestly, it's probably a little bit of both. Now, the real question is, where do we go from here? Because this beef is teetering on the edge of entertaining, and someone's about to get hurt. Both these dudes are known for being petty, stubborn, and absolutely unwilling to back down. And when two people like that go head to head, it's only a matter of time before things spiral out of control. Somebody needs to step in and diffuse this situation before it turns into a full-blown rap war. Like, where's DJ Khaled when you need him? Another one. Nah, bro, we need peace talks, not more chaos. Because here's the thing, Joe's not just sitting back and letting 50 run wild. He's made it clear that there's a line, and if 50 crosses it, lawyers will get involved. And let's not forget, Joe's got precedent on his side thanks to Taylor Swift's AI lawsuit. So while he's cool with the back and forth for now, he's also subtly reminding 50 that he's not above taking legal action if things get too disrespectful. It's like Joe saying, keep trolling, but don't make me call my lawyer. I'm trying to keep this cordial, but I've got options. Now, here's where it gets interesting. 50 might actually be backing off a little. After days of dropping AI-generated pics of Joe in compromising positions, he switched it up and posted an old concert photo of Joe instead. Still a little shady, but not nearly as savage as the AI stuff. Is 50 finally taking Joe's advice, or is he just saving the AI pics for round 2? Either way, it's a small win for Joe, and honestly, it's kind of hilarious that 50 might be listening to him for once. Like, who saw that coming? 50 Cent, the man who's been beefing with Ja Rule since the early 2000s, might actually be taking a step back. Wild, but let's not get it twisted. Joe Budden isn't out of the woods yet. This man has a habit of being way too easy to find. Like, how does everyone keep figuring out where he is? Last week, Drake allegedly sent flowers to the podcast studio while they were filming. Flowers? And Joe's response, if them flowers came from Drake, we throwing them in the garbage. Cold. But also, how does Drake even know where the podcast is filmed? And how does he know when they're recording? These are the real questions, folks. Because while this is all fun and games right now, if someone with real ill intent wanted to find Joe, it seems like it wouldn't be that hard. And that's a scary thought. So where does this leave us? Well, Joe's in a tricky spot. He could clap back hard and risk escalating things into a full-blown war, or he could keep playing it cool, let 50 have his moment, and keep cashing those checks. Knowing Joe, he'll probably do a little bit of both. He'll throw a few subtle jabs, remind everyone that he's not to be messed with, and then sit back and let the internet do the rest. And who knows, maybe we'll even get 50 on the podcast one day. Imagine that, 50 Cent and Joe Budden sitting down, hashing it out, and giving us the most chaotic episode in podcast history. I'd pay to see that. But for now, this beef is still very much up in the air. Will 50 drop another AI pick? Will Joe finally snap and call his lawyers? Or will this whole thing fizzle out like so many rap beefs before it? One thing's for sure, when it comes to 50 Cent and Joe Budden, you can never predict what's next. Goons at a strip club, AI-generated memes, flowers from Drake. This beef has more plot twists than a Netflix series. So what do y'all think? Did 50 really send the goons, or is this just another one of his legendary troll jobs? And is Joe handling this like a boss, or should he be investing in a better security team? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more savage takes. Peace out.